please.
Ms. Dolan?
Here.
Ms. Belisca?
Present.
Mrs. McKnight?
Here.
Mayor Morgan?
Here.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Here.
Mr. Kogan?
Here.
Okay, I need approval of minutes of December 16th, please.
Continuation of last one. So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
No, so be it. And correspondence, JCP&L, public hearing. Township of Chatham, flood hazard areas, final adoption. Residents of Southgate Road have run away about supporting a Southgate Road cul-de-sac. Board of Adjustment, hearing for 860 Central Avenue. Board of Adjustment for 25 Whittle Street. MJ Strong Coastal Coalition, expanding nuclear power in New Jersey. County Union, Department of Human Services, Alliance funding for 2027. Union County Utilities Authority, the tipping fees. It's going up to 92, 91 per ton. Actually, when we did this 20-something years ago, it really hasn't gone up that much. They're very conservation. Board of Adjustment, 15 Vista, County Union, regarding the reorganization meeting, JCP&L, final public hearing, Nokia, 890 Mountain Avenue, ongoing environmental activities. Any comments? Seeing none. Let's go to council business. Advisory board, Alex.
Thank you, Mayor. Resolution 2025-339, resolution of support from the Borough Council of the Borough of New Providence authorizing Sustainable Jersey grant application funded by PSENG. So the committee seeks to apply for a $2,000 grant to support the 2026 Free Cycle Fest and a $20,000 grant to fund a new community rain barrel program. The deadline for these grants is the 13th of February.
Okay, finance, Lisa.
Thank you, Mayor. We have Resolution 2025-340 is a resolution authorizing payment to the attached bills payable list in the amount of $323,405.70. Significant items on the list include Montana Construction, $128,000 for the restoration of stormwater lines. Sibelian Sons, $65,000 for sidewalk restoration. Interstate Waste, $33,418 for our November recycling. JCP&L, $25,774 for our October electric. And Woodland Builders, $10,841 for snow removal. We have Resolution 2025-341. This is a transfer resolution approving the transfer of funds within budget accounts, which is common at this time of year. The New Jersey local budget law only allows these transfers in November and December.
Okay, municipal lines, Kathleen.
Thank you, Mayor. This is Resolution 2025-342, resolution approving the submission to the Union County Division of Planning for grant funds for the Municipal Alliance for fiscal year 2027. The Municipal Alliance Program has been awarded $9,469 in fiscal year 2027. Funding for the period July 1st, 2026 to June 30th, 2027. The grant requires a 25% cash match, which means $2,367.25, and a 75% in-kind match of $7,101.75. Fiscal year 2027 begins a new 5-year formula-based funding cycle administered by the Governor's Council on Substance Use Disorder, based on population, youth data, substance-related crime and treatment statistics, and prior compliance. The award is contingent on funding availability, required approvals, and continued compliance, and was approved by the Union County Board of County Commissioners on December 4th, 2025.
Okay. We have 2 raffle applications, MPHS PTSA, RA 1250 and 1251. They've been reviewed and approved by the police Mr. Corbin. So, and next we have some discussion items, but I'd like to bring up our Assemblywoman, Michelle Matsukuda. She has a few words. And I know you have to rush off the mountainside.
I sure do. Thank you, Mayor.
Come on up.
Here.
Like this.
Sure. Good evening, everyone. It truly means a great deal to me to be here tonight as we recognize Councilwoman Diane Beliska and Councilman Alex Cogan at the conclusion of their service on the New Providence Borough Council. I would like to extend my sincere congratulations to the incoming councilmen and wish them the best of luck serving our borough. I've had the privilege of knowing both Diane and Alex, not only as public servants, but as friends. And that distinction matters. When you spend enough time in government, you learn quickly who shows up prepared, who asks the difficult questions, when it would be easier to stay silent, and who never forgets that every decision affects real neighbors and families. Diane and Alex are exactly those people. Diane has been a steady, thoughtful force on council, whether leading the Finance Committee, strengthening shared services, or serving as a liaison to numerous boards and commissions. She approached every issue with diligence, fairness, and a deep sense of responsibility. Much of her work took place behind the scenes, carefully reviewing budgets, asking tough but necessary questions, and ensuring transparency and accountability in borough operations. Those efforts may not always be visible, but they are essential to good government. What I've always admired about Diane is her heart for this community. She listens before she leads, considers different care, and approaches even the most challenging issues with calm and integrity. Her commitment to doing what is right rather than what is easy has made a lasting impact on this council and on the residents of New Providence. Alex brought a different but equally important strength to council. His engineering expertise and leadership on infrastructure, public works, and capital planning help guide projects that will benefit New Providence for years to come. He has a talent for translating complex technical challenges into practical, common-sense solutions grounded in facts, data, and long-term thinking. Just as important, Alex never lost sight of the people behind those decisions. He was consistently kind, approachable, and respectful in all of his interactions. Even when there were differences of opinions, Alex had a way of keeping discussions constructive and focused, earning the near universal respect of colleagues, staff, and residents alike. As council members, Diane and Alex elevated the work of this borough. As friends, they made public service more collaborative, more honest, and frankly, more enjoyable. I'm grateful for their partnership, their integrity, and their friendship. New Providence is stronger because of their service. And while tonight marks the close of a chapter on this borough council, I know it is not the end of their commitment to the town that we all love. Thank you, Councilwoman Beliska. Thank you, Councilman Cogan. It has truly been an honor to serve with you. Thank you very much.
Apparently, I don't need a microphone. But, you know, you've represented New Providence in many ways as a council person and as an assemblywoman, and firsthand being a sergeant at arms, I've seen what you've done down in Trenton. So as a token of our appreciation, we want to give you a key to the city.
Picture.
Oh, Mary Ann, take.
Michelle?
Take a picture.
Taking our time.
Oh, we need a key. I don't know what it opens, but It looks good.
It looks good.
It's decorative.
It is decorative. It's very nice. Hope you have another one in your pocket.
Believe it or not, I lose my keys all the time. I have to do my best not to lose them.
Yes, I am.
Before we go on, Lisa wanted to say a few words as she'll be the former council president.
Yes. So serving as council president has been an incredible honor. As my term comes to a close, I want to take a moment to reflect on what we've accomplished together. Over the past year, we've tackled important projects that have strengthened our borough and improved the quality of life for all who call it home. From enhancing public spaces and upgrading infrastructure to supporting community programs and ensuring fiscal responsibility, these achievements were possible because of the dedication and teamwork of so many. To my fellow council members, thank you for your hard work, your thoughtful debate, and your unwavering commitment to doing what is best for our residents. Each of you brought a unique perspective and energy to the table, and together we made real progress. To our borough staff, your professionalism and tireless efforts beyond the scenes keep everything running smoothly. You are the backbone of this community, and your work often goes unseen, but never unappreciated. And to our residents, thank you for your trust, your engagement, and your passion for making this borough a place we are all proud to call home. It is because of you that we strive to do better every day. Our achievements are numerous. If I listed them all, we'd be here all night, and I know none of us want that. But I do want to highlight some of the most significant accomplishments. In the area of finance, despite a challenging economic environment, we passed a budget with only a 1.97% increase. This was an average of about $87 per household. This credit really goes to our CFO, our borough administrator, and the staff for their diligence in really keeping the numbers where we wanted them to be. We also maintained our AAA bond rating from all three rating agencies. And I know that we talk about this a lot, but it really is an exceptional feat. There are a lot of municipalities that have a AAA bond rating, but not many that have a AAA from all three bond rating agencies. This rating allowed us to restructure and consolidate our bond portfolio, freeing up over $800,000 in obligations and securing low-cost funding for future capital projects, such things as road paving, upgrades to Maple Street and Union Avenue, renovations to our DPW and police department, and of course, continued wastewater treatment plant improvements. We also approved and began a town-wide revaluation. And along with this, we did or provided resident education sessions. For public safety, we upgraded safety equipment and gear for our fire and police departments. We hired a part-time Office of Emergency Management coordinator. This freed up time for our police chief, ensuring this critical role receives the proper attention that it needs. We passed one of the area's first e-bike ordinances to improve awareness and safety. We conducted public hearings on traffic improvements and future needs. For Public Works and DPW, we secured a new 5-year waste collection contract, providing stability for residents and future budgets. We negotiated a new landscaping contract, saving tax dollars by shifting small parcels that's now maintained by DPW. We upgraded the wastewater treatment systems, including replacing a 30-year-old automation software and maintaining the critical pumps. We completed numerous sidewalk repairs, street paving projects, sewer cleaning, and storm cleanup. We continued maintenance and improvements to our public buildings, including roof repairs at the Municipal Center, the Corso Center, and the library. As far as engineering, we installed a new pool bridge on time and without major disruptions. We approved complete renovations for the police department and the DPW facilities with minimal impact to our taxpayer. The July 14th storm caused significant challenges to our residents in our borough. Our borough employees and professionals moved swiftly to reallocate and free up budget dollars needed to address this. Significant funds were spent on emergency repairs and remediation that followed. Unlike many of our surrounding communities who had to issue emergency borrowing, we were able to reappropriate funds within the budget and use our own dollars. We created a stormwater management committee based in part on resident input. This committee is tasked with identifying areas of need and creating a plan for ongoing maintenance of the collection system. And we continue to collaborate with our neighboring towns to minimize impact of stormwater runoffs. As far as grants, as always, in 2025, we continue to seek grants that support our goals. This minimizes the financial impact for our residents, as it always does. Sustainability had a banner year. We're proud to say that the Borough of New Providence achieved Sustainable Silver certification in 2025, making it one of only 65 towns in the state to reach this status. Thank you to Alex Kogan, Allison Smith, and the committee chair, Doug Sullivan, and all the very dedicated volunteer members for making this happen. Along with that, they still were able to host several successful events, including the popular Free Cycle Fest.
It's okay, you can say it again.
Affordable housing. In October of '24, New Providence received its assignment of 201 units of affordable housing for the fourth round, based on legislation passed. While we did put together a plan which completed the requirement by June 30th, we received 5 external challengers who disagreed with our assessment. We were then able to come up with a plan that not only fulfills our 201 required units, but able to fill some unmet need for the prior round. More details will be available once we are out of negotiations, but it is a solid, reasonable plan which consolidates development and includes senior housing. Our older adult services, this was a new committee that we formed in 2025, focused on informing and engaging our older adults through outreach at DeCorso, Lantern Hill, and Barrabish Manor. Mental health. So the Mental Health Advocacy and Education Committee. This committee is in its 4th year and had its largest mental health awareness month ever. The committee was part of a coalition of 10 towns across 3 counties. Highlights included banners across Springfield Avenue, signs, proclamations, and Paint the Town Green, where student volunteers decorated storefronts and mental health messages. Thanks to our committee and to our partner towns and organizations for making this initiative such a big success. The Historical Society and Rev 250. The society continued to share borough's rich history through events, graveyard tours, colonial drinks, tastings, and Pioneer Participation Day, and the upcoming America 250 celebration. So stay tuned for that. So in closing, these accomplishments reflect hard work of our council, borough staff, and engaged residents. Together, we've built a borough that we're proud of, a place we're happy to call home. Thank you for allowing me the privilege to serve as your council president. I encourage us to keep moving forward together.
Okay. I guess before we go any further, I just want to thank our 2 outgoing council people. Diane, you've brought a whole different view of what goes on in council. You came from the PTAs and long association with that and gave us a different view of how things work with the PTAs and the Board of Ed, and you've done some outstanding things, getting this revolution.
Rev 250,
Yeah.
America 250.
Yeah, America 250 going. Just incredible work, always involved, and we can't thank you enough for what you've done. Thank you. Alex, you know, you know I'm going to be asking you engineering questions.
I'll send you the bill.
Yeah, I know. But just incredible. You've given me an education on a lot of education things and how and why things work the way they do in the engineering world. And between you and Diane, a lot of common sense. And that's what I think all government needs, is common sense. And know how and why things work and how we can get things done in a good, efficient way. So, both of you are my friends. We've been through thick and thin together, and I appreciate everything. But I see you with coffee every once in a while, so it's great. Diane, I know I'll be bumping into you all the time. So, at any rate, I'll leave it up to council. You have any comments?
Sure do. Who wants to start?
Go ahead.
Sure. Yes, so, this is my first year on, but I just wanted to thank Diane for all of the support and willingness to share information with me, and what I was able to learn from you was really, really valuable. And I know that the volunteer efforts, not only of you, but basically all of your family members in town, has been huge and will continue when you're not on council, and I look forward to working with you in the future. Alex, I just want to say, I feel like Dorothy saying goodbye to the Scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz.
Scarecrow
because
didn't have a brain.
He did when he said goodbye, he had a brain.
You didn't watch the movie.
Yeah, you have to watch the movie. But you've been a great friend. We've known each other for years and years, and I really, really treasured being able to talk to you about stuff, even before I got on council, and since, and we'll really miss you. But thank you so much for
Thank
all
you.
of your work.
Lisa?
Okay. Alex,
Mm.
I'm just truly saddened and disappointed to see you stepping off. Alex has been an integral part of our team in so many ways, and losing that is a real blow. I've come to rely on his calm, pragmatic approach, not only to council business, but also to personal matters. He has a unique ability to ground us and ensure that we consider every angle before making decisions. Alex brings many strengths, especially in engineering, obviously. I've often leaned on his expertise for tutorials on borough issues. He was just getting started on several committees, rolling up his sleeves to contribute his valuable experience, and now we're losing that momentum. Above all, Alex's priority has always been our residents and community. He has a wonderful way of connecting with people, with a personable and approachable demeanor that I consider one of his greatest assets. He consistently reached out to residents, answered questions, and kept everyone informed. Alex always made time for us, and that commitment will be deeply missed. It's hard to imagine a council without him, and I know I'm going to get slapped on the wrist for saying this, but it seems that we have chosen politics over people at times, over people with experience and character. When decisions are driven by politics instead of qualifications, our borough does pay the price. Despite what some keep echoing, local government is not about partisan politics. It's about service, problem solving, and community. At no time does partisan politics ever play a role in how we pave our roads, balance our budget, or deal with storms and other emergencies. It seems that we have voted out leaders who understand our issues and who have the skills and integrity to make sound decisions. Diane, I echo the same sentiment for Diane. We are losing a strong, committed, and hardworking councilwoman. During her time on council, Diane has proven to not only be our resident historian, but also our biggest cheerleader. always promoting the borough's events, accomplishments, and staff, making sure everyone stayed informed. I once heard someone say, "Communication is my jam," but that phrase truly belongs to Diane. She was instrumental in implementing the new borough website, a 1,000% improvement over the old one, and she tirelessly promoted it, always reminding residents to go to the source. Diane's communication didn't stop with residents. She kept council organized and on track with her Google calendars and reminders of where to be and when. I honestly don't know what I'm going to do without that. If you don't know, like I said, Diane is our resident historian, so she was the perfect liaison for the Historical Society. She knew her history, local and national, kept us all informed. Diane had just started the Rev 250 committee. It was in the midst of organizing and planning events for the coming year. Diane exemplifies experience, character, and commitment, and yet again, we are losing someone who truly served our community and losing the momentum that she worked so hard to build. Personally, I will deeply miss having Diane sitting next to me. Our journey on council allowed me to gain not only a colleague, but a great friend. One more thing. I implore residents to put people first, to choose experience, character, commitment for our community, regardless of party, Republican, Democrat, Libertarian, Communist, I don't care what you are. I implore our council to respect each other, work together, and to move forward.
Now it's my turn. Thank you. Okay, Alex and Diane. I am not sure where to start this, and whatever I say is going to be inadequate to express how I feel about this loss to our community. So Diane, we'll start with you. We have worked together for more years than I can count, starting with Cub Scouts for our youngest, to working with the PTA at the Salt Brook Book Fair, on to high school PTSA. You were the president, I was the treasurer, working on numerous events, such as the prom fashion show, project graduation, and the latest was the Sustainable Memorial Pavers Highway, which is still going on to this day. You taught my kids the toddler class when you worked at the Borough Rec Center, Borough Recreation. You coached John, who kept calling the phone, that was John, in rec basketball. We have worked together on OLP's sandwich mission and numerous other projects along the way. Regardless of which of these activities you worked on, one thing was the same and consistent. You brought your heart and soul to everything you worked on. Your eye to detail and closing the loops made everything you worked on successful and helped the groups you were working for prosper. Council was the natural next step in your giving back, but this time to our borough and to all of its residents. Your can-do and let's do this attitude helped you tackle every committee assignment you received with that same dedication and vigor. Borough Website and Communications Committee, go to the source. Your aim to have a concise, consistent, useful tool on the website was a large task that you enthusiastically faced, and you did an amazing job. The website looks great. Historical Society and now America 250. Again, your passion for bringing groups together and aiming to help these groups succeed and get our community involved is palpable and contagious. One merely needed to hear your committee report to fully understand your passion and want to get involved. Sustainability Committee and helping start the process of the borough getting its silver status, even though nobody on the committee thought they could. Starting the Adult Resident Committee and making sure we reached out to as many senior residents as we could, even helped serving lunch to them on Veterans Day. Finance Committee and understanding every line of the budget, including the cat licenses. That was important.
Yeah.
This holds true for all of the committees on which you served, regardless of the size or task list for the committee. And I think at this point you have served on most of them. Diane, you were the glue that kept all of us on track and on our toes, reminding us of what was coming up and what not to forget. we have some stepping up to do to fill that part for sure. So thank you. Alex. Experience, community outreach, strong team builder, and with a heart of gold. When Alex came onto council, he filled the void of an engineer. He jumped in and was able to explain to us what was needed in the wastewater treatment plan in layman terms that even I could understand. He knew the ins and outs of what was needed to run operations and logistics and applied it to the borough successfully with all public works. Sustainability was also in his wheelhouse, as he knew what it took to discuss energy efficiency and smart buildings. That charging station across the street was his passion project, and he helped where he could to bring that to the borough. Community outreach. Alex is a true liaison between residents, administration, and council. The Sustainability Committee, Silver Status Assistance, check. He guided this group through the logistics of wrapping up the status, which was no easy task. Stormwater and flooding in town, particularly this last summer. Alex was front line, listening to residents respectfully and with compassion. His engineering knowledge of pipes and water flow helped bring the various parties together and get a game plan rolling to move this task forward. We are back now with this void, which is a heavier lift for our professionals and for our administration. And I forgot, cricket pitch, yet another example of listening to our residents and assisting with the logistics to make a request come to fruition and succeed. We now have a thriving and growing cricket club. These are only a couple of examples of Alex's successes, but what else he brought to our team was calm logic, rational thinking, big picture focus while ensuring that the details were all checked. So to both of you, thank you for your years of dedicated service and doing what is best for New Providence, for putting the best interests of our residents first. I know your service will continue, but you will be greatly missed. It was an honor and a privilege to serve with you, but even more so to be able to call you close friends. So thank you.
All right, my turn. I'll start with Diane.
Before you go, this is so good for our ego.
I know, I know.
Yeah, thank God your wife is in the audience, too.
Yeah.
You know, this is a difficult goodbye, not just for me professionally, but personally, because I am not only losing a highly effective councilmate, but I'm also losing a friend. From the moment you joined council, it was clear that you came prepared. Your background, your experience, your understanding of how to get things done. It showed up in every meeting, every discussion, every follow-up email we received afterwards, and there were more than one, just to make sure that no detail was missed. One of the things I will miss most about working with you is your unmatched follow-through. Whether it is a community event, a resident concern, a committee update, or an ongoing project, you never let things hang out there. You made sure we were informed, you reminded everyone, you updated everyone, and like I said, often more than once. Not only because you had to, not because you had to, but because you genuinely cared that things were done correctly and completely. That level of accountability is rare and invaluable. You didn't just raise questions, you brought answers. You didn't just identify issues, you brought solutions. Whether it was helping navigate complex financial decisions, ensuring transparency was made by everyone, making sure everyone knew, like Nadine said, go to the source. Making sure to coordinate across committees, keeping long-term initiatives moving forward. You consistently demonstrated what effective council leadership looks like. What people may not always see is how much work you did behind the scenes. Like I said, you always followed up with everyone, making sure residents received responses, keeping projects on track, holding us, including yourself, to a high standard. That diligence, that persistence, that attention to detail are exactly what make a great councilwoman. New Providence has benefited greatly from your knowledge, your experience, your steady leadership, your day-to-day knowledge, your professionalism, and your commitment to doing things the right way, not the easy way. will be absolutely missed on council. On a personal level, I will miss our sometimes daily discussions on committees that we worked on. I will absolutely miss your reliability and your confidence of knowing that I know that if Diane is on it, it's going to get done. Your presence made all of us better, and your impact on this borough will last beyond your time on council. As a matter of fact, New Providence needs council members like you with your experience and leadership, so I hope you consider staying involved in the near future. Thank you for your service, thank you for your friendship, and thank you for everything that you have given to New Providence. You truly did make it a better place.
I sound a little like a nudge, though.
No.
Guys like me need that. Alex. What? No way. This is the last meeting. This is a goodbye that is generally hard for me because I'm not just thanking a fellow councilman, I'm thanking a close friend and someone who has made a lasting impact on this community. Your contributions to New Providence are significant and measurable, and they will be felt long after you leave this dais. One of your most notable accomplishments was your leadership on the Sustainability Committee. You didn't just participate, you led. Under your guidance, the committee achieved silver status from Sustainable New Jersey, a milestone that requires real work, real coordination, real commitment. That certification didn't happen by accident. It happened because of your persistence, your organization, and your ability to keep the Sustainability Committee focused on the goal while making sure the details were done. I will be remiss if I didn't also mention the electric charging station. Your real-life work experience and knowledge, combined with your desire to see a charging station installed in New Providence, really helped drive the planning and installation. Every time I see a car charging there, I will remember you and the effort that you put in to get it there. And now you know we have names of all of our rest stops across the parkway. I might have to propose that we name that the Alex Kogan Charging Station.
I love it.
Your professional engineering background brought an invaluable perspective to council. Time and time again, you asked the right questions. You were thoughtful. Sometimes they were uncomfortable, but they were always necessary questions. Our engineers, you asked these questions of our engineers, our contractors, and our construction professionals, as well as us on council. You helped ensure projects were not only well-intentioned, but well-designed, well-executed, and fiscally responsible. Your technical knowledge, combined with your calm and methodical approach, elevated the level of discussion and decision-making here on council. On a personal level, our friendship has meant a great deal to me. It's one thing to serve alongside someone, it's another to be good friends and enjoy working with them. As we collaborated more closely on projects, our friendship only grew stronger, whether it was helping the cricket club get up and running, negotiating or navigating all their logistics, or working to secure the turf pitch at Warner Field. You consistently showed the same traits: collaboration, patience, problem solving, and a genuine desire to make things better for others. I also want to say how grateful I am that when former councilman Pete DeSarno and I called you to ask you to manage our campaign, that you actually picked up the phone, and not only that, you said yes. That decision turned out to be more than a win just for us. It was a win for the residents of New Providence. You brought experience, integrity, and selflessness to that effort, just as you have to everything you do. Your willingness to step in, work hard, and expect nothing in return speaks volumes about who you are. Your experience, your knowledge, your leadership will not be easily replaced. This is a real loss for the residents of New Providence. But I'm grateful that your service is not ending, just continuing in a different way. I look forward to working with you on the planning board, where I know you will give your precious time, your expertise, your energy to continue to add tremendous value to that board and benefit all residents of New Providence. Alex, you have always done this for the right reasons. Not for recognition, not for credit, but for others. New Providence is better because of you, and I am better for having served alongside you and for being able to call you my friend. Please join me and give a round of applause for both Diane and Alex for all their years of dedication and service to New Providence.
comments, Diane?
Yes, I actually would. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Mayor, council colleagues, borough staff, residents, friends, and family. As my term on the Borough Council comes to a close, I want to begin by expressing my sincere gratitude for the opportunity to serve the residents of New Providence, all the residents, as your councilwoman. Serving this community has been an honor, a privilege, and a responsibility I never took lightly, one I approached with care, seriousness, and respect for the people who place their trust in local government. Being a member of Borough Council is truly a unique experience. No job or volunteer position can actually prepare you for this unique role as a public servant. The role of policy and oversight is vast indeed. It involves a high level of respect and trust for council colleagues, borough employees, our borough and especially our borough professionals. It is a privilege, not an entitlement. Over the past 4 years, we have worked on many important initiatives together, and if you want to have an elaborate discussion about it, I can do that as a one-off. This work was not about ideology, photo ops, or political theater. It was about the unglamorous but essential work of local government, listening to residents, addressing problems, and making decisions that affect daily life in our town. As the saying goes, there is no partisan way to fill a pothole. I want to thank our borough employees, whose professionalism and dedication keep New Providence functioning every day. From administration to public works, wastewater treatment plant, public safety, and every department in between. Your work, many times unseen and often thankless, is the foundation of this amazing community. I am deeply grateful for your service. To our borough department heads, I wish I had the words to be concise, but I do not. So I will simply say, I deeply respect your dedication, admire your efforts, and appreciate the close working relationships we have grown over the years. Having had the opportunity to speak with many other municipalities around the state, I know our borough is truly in a league of our own and highly respected for our level of excellence and collaboration. I want to thank our volunteers, our volunteer fire department, EMS, boards, commissions, council advisory committees, and civic organizations. People who give their time and energy out of genuine care for this town. New Providence depends on you, and we are better because of your commitment. I will continue to be your biggest supporter and fan, like reminding people to deposit their cans at the can cart at the fire department, buy Historical Society memberships as presents, and support all those that make our community special. I would like to personally thank Mayor Al for his leadership and unwavering service to this borough, and my longtime fellow council members, Nadine, Lisa, Matt, and Alex, for the work we have done together. While we did not always agree, I respect the seriousness and passion with which each of you approached this role, your experience and expertise so freely given, and your unwavering obligation to the residents we serve. We all come from different professional backgrounds and have different personal stories. Although our strong morals and ethics, hard work, humble beginnings, sense of family, and desire to give back our moral compass, shape our moral compass and are very similar. Even after 4 years of invaluable council experience, our discussions, brainstorming sessions, arguments sometimes, attention to details, and thinking out of the box helped us work on every situation that impacted the borough. I thank you for your time and always being a worthy sounding board. We truly are a work family. Kathleen, being still new to council, I did not get to work with you very much. I hope you continue to learn from our highly knowledgeable and experienced council members and mayor and recognize the value of experience. Local government works best when it remains focused on local issues. Throughout my time on council, I did put New Providence first. Sorry, family, sometimes before you. I firmly believe that our responsibility is to address the real day-to-day concerns of our residents: public safety, infrastructure, fiscal responsibility, quality of life, and preserving the character of our town. These are not national issues. They are neighborhood issues, and they require maturity, focus, and respect for the people we represent. Excuse me. This is not to say we exist in a vacuum. Working with neighboring towns, the county, and the state provide valuable opportunities to our borough, and these relationships we have carefully fostered every day. I would be remiss if I did not mention working with our LD21 representatives, New Jersey State Senator John Bramnick, truly one of the funniest lawyers in the state and a font of wisdom and knowledge, and our LD21 Assemblywomen, our hometown force of nature, who many saw before, Michelle Matsakudis, and our close neighbor, Nancy Munoz. Thank you for your unparalleled service, responsiveness, and care for our district. These are three of the most moderate and hardest working members of the New Jersey State Legislature who worked for everyone, regardless of party. To my running mate and council partner in crime, Alex Cogan, your expertise will be sorely missed on the New Providence Borough Council. I am still shocked that an engineer as highly talented and respected in your industry will be absent from the New Providence Borough Council. You leave a void that will not be filled. I, however, am proud to say that you have become a true friend and look forward to collaboration going forward. To my friends, and especially my family, thank you for your support and love. I apologize for making you think of the wastewater treatment plant every time it rains, for being overly obsessed with our first responders, and for giving you an obnoxious amount of 101s about how a municipality works. Thank you for listening to me, giving input, spitballing, and brainstorming random thoughts about our borough and ways to improve it from various standpoints and perspectives. For example, our Eagle Scout projects. As the new council members prepare to take office, I feel compelled to say this clearly. Public service is not simply about winning elections. It is about meeting a basic standard of conduct and honoring and adhering to the oath of office. Words matter. Characters matters. And when language that is degrading, violent, or dehumanizing, particularly toward women, is publicly expressed and then excused, defended, or ignored by those seeking or holding office, it reflects a failure of morality and leadership. Silence in the face of such conduct is not neutrality, it is a choice, and it sends a message about what is being tolerated and whose dignity is considered expendable. My hope for this council, now and in the future, is that it rejects rhetoric that divides, degrades, or bullies, and instead chooses integrity, seriousness, and respect for all members of this community. To the residents of New Providence, again, thank you for your trust, your engagement, and your commitment to this town. Though my time on council is ending, my dedication to this community is not. I will always be proud of the enormous amount of work we have done and grateful for the opportunity to serve. I will conclude with a quick nod to this date. Today is January 6th. The Feast of the Epiphany. The Epiphany marks the close of the Christmas season. It's actually the 12th day of Christmas. Wishes and blessings on this day typically center on light, guidance, and wisdom. These sentiments are exceedingly apropos at this exact time. May God bless us, may God bless America, and may God bless the people of New Providence. Thank you.
Tough act to follow. Before I start, congratulations, Brian. I also want to congratulate, I think I saw Amy and Rupa. Do you guys mind standing up? Our two newly elected Board of Ed people. So congratulations to both of you. Okay, so I'm going to apologize to anyone that I offend in advance. This is my last time to vent, or my first time to vent in a public forum here. So good evening, friends, neighbors, colleagues, and the people of this town who've trusted me for this role for the last 3 years. Today, with a grateful heart and maybe a bit of relief, I step down from this office. Serving in this position has been one of the greatest honors of my life. I've seen up close how we get things done in this town. New Providence is better than ever and better after my time in office. We're very good in planning and fixing. Our emergency response is immaculate. We support our schools. We keep our volunteer fire department and EMS units strong. We plan for numerous townwide events, and we make sure every voice in town meetings are heard, even when we don't agree. New Providence has an amazing team. I'm going to start with Bernadette, our borough administrator. My professional job, operations management, and Bernadette's are very similar. Sometimes on the phone we commiserate, and the best way to describe it is if you're fighting a forest fire and you're only given one little fire extinguisher, you better use it wisely or else the fire's going to spread. Denise, Jess, you guys also do layman's, the work is beyond belief what you put into this town. Our police department, volunteer fire department, EMS, have the most dedicated and thoughtful people that I've ever met. We have the most DPW and wastewater treatment plant, have the most professional employees, and in my opinion, some of the best in the state, for sure in this county. Our recreation department, headed by Allison Smith, I don't think Allison is here today, is definitely the most active in the county, providing activity, serving every aspect of our community and finding numerous grants that serve our borough and save thousands of dollars each year. It's important to note that both the police department and the DPW buildings are being completely rebuilt this year, and I'm glad to be part of that process and to get those projects over the line. To my fellow council members, thank you for all the support and friendship over the years. Matt and I go way back. When it started, Matt and I did not agree on one particular issue, and that was selling Oakwood Park. I was completely on one side, Matt was on the other side. Don't tell him that he was correct in that decision. But today, he's definitely one of my closest friends. And along with Matt and former Councilman DeSarno, I blame both of you guys for getting me into this council game. Nadine, you always put your heart in everything that you do, whether it's charity, whether it's Link, whether it's mental health and wellness, awareness, diversity. Nadine is always front and center. Lisa, one of the few who really appreciates the agony of my commute to New York City every day. Lisa's just a financial guru with municipal budgeting. Lisa has my AAA rating in my book. Kathleen and I, as we mentioned, we go way back. I took over the soccer club presidency from Kathleen, and both Kathleen and I worked with Jim Madden to get the leader lights and the leader turf field. I also played soccer with Kathleen's husband, but your two sons are much better soccer players than your husband. Al, our mayor. Al always puts New Providence first. This is not fake in any way. It's not rhetoric. It's pure, genuine love for New Providence. He's our local hero. He thinks about New Providence 24/7. A lot of people think, it's just rhetoric. He just says this all the time. But I see it. We all up here see it. It's day in and day out, and it's always New Providence centric. I don't care what's happening in the county, what's happening in the state. It's always about our town. So to all of you, keep on fighting the good fight and don't let the politics divide you. I know that, I'll get to you, Diane, later. I know that you'll never be complacent and never wander what our beautiful town and never take it in the wrong direction. To Diane, we've been through a lot together, and I'm glad we've made such a solid friendship for life. I couldn't see myself having this journey with anyone else. And after 3 years, I must say that I'm a much better Catholic now than I ever was.
Been to church multiple times.
And your bat mitzvah is coming up very soon. Sorry, that's kind of an inside joke. So the other day, my wife Barbara, who's videoing me right now, we're walking our beloved dog Sunny in our neighborhood. I noticed how quiet and peaceful it was. Birds were chirping, beautiful scenery, and just completely serene and extremely quiet. And I thought to myself how lucky I am to have such a peace and quiet in my own neighborhood and in my own town. Apart from the flooding issues that we all have to deal with, What's there to really complain about in this town? It made me realize and come to peace with the fact that I didn't lose this position based on merit or lack of performance. I lost it due to the fact of national politics, that the world beyond our town lines feels more divided than ever. National news is very loud, it's exhausting, it's designed to make us see each other as enemies rather than fellow neighbors. This is the portion of my speech where I vent. We have one regular attendee who attends our council meetings and speaks at great length about national issues rather than our local concerns. All of us council members up here have to sit and listen politely to these extended comments, even when they focus on matters far beyond our jurisdiction. Today, at least for the next few minutes, I get to pontificate. So sitting in the seat, I suffered by listening to the rhetoric and struggled to understand why so much energy is devoted to topics we can't influence. National concerns should be directed to our congressmen, to our senators, to our governor, where they can really have a real impact. This person hosted a couple of events in town that were national related, no kings. While these events were extremely peaceful, they have no direct connection to New Providence, and they consume significant local resources, including tax dollars spent on traffic control, public safety, and police presence. The vast majority of these attendees are not from New Providence, but we use our tax resources to accommodate them. Trust me, I fully support everyone's right to free speech and peaceful protest. However, hosting large national level demonstrations in our small town is not my cup of tea. I don't want to ever discourage anyone to come to any of our council meetings and speak their mind, but please keep it local. There's numerous examples. Come to any meeting where residents raise real concerns to New Providence and we immediately respond and try to fix them as soon as possible. That's it. The only political issue facing New Providence and the state of New Jersey is affordable housing, which really means high-density housing. This is the only local issues that has some political sidelines. My friends on the Democratic side know that this is what they are told to support, but can't publicly call out their own party for pushing this smoke and mirrors program that lets large builders destroy our small towns. Yes, we need more affordable housing. Nobody disagrees with that. But thousands of units that destroy our small town feel, burden our school districts, and inflict lots of stress on our aging infrastructure is just not necessary. Yes, we can attend zoning meetings, planning meetings, pretend to brainstorm ideas of how we can stop this, but this is just a dog and pony show. The builders have all the power and pretend to care about affordable housing when this is simply about maximizing profit. So I have asked my friends on the left and the Lieutenant Governor, who's going to be coming a little bit later, quit playing the games, support giving jurisdiction on this topic to local municipalities. Nobody wants to say it, but perhaps hearing the truth from this podium sheds a little bit of light on this topic. I'm almost done. With all that said, we have so much more in common than most of you think. Let me put this into perspective. In the last 3 years, while serving on council with Diane and my colleagues up here, we passed over 1,100 resolutions. All of them have been unanimous. There's not one issue that has come up in my tenure that had a heated debate on a Republican way or a Democrat way to approach a New Providence issue. We passed 3 budgets with virtually 0 public comments, even from our fellow council members or the public. Let's be 100% crystal clear. The only time divisive comments are made in public or on social media is in September and October when somebody wants to make a name for themselves. Regardless, council members are pragmatic. We discuss the issues, we find common ground. We do most of the work behind the scenes through our committee system or simple phone conversations. Wow, we actually talk to each other. Look at all the things, and everybody in this room, look at all the things we have in common. I'm just going to name a few things. We love our spouses. We couldn't do this job without Dina. So glad that you guys are all sitting together. Brian, Jack, Barbara, Christine. I don't think Ted, Tony, I was going to get to Tony. I don't think Ted is here.
He's not here.
We love our children. We love our town. We want to provide the best schools and municipal services. We cherish our police, our fire, our EMS, and all of our borough employees and volunteers. And of course, we support our local businesses. That's it. This is a very simple formula of what to do up here as council people. It's all about New Providence. So nothing more, nothing less. And kind of sum it up, and a lot of people know that my wife and I, we love Zach Brown. And to quote a lyric from one of his songs called Homegrown, I'm not going to sing it. I got some good friends that live down the street. Got a good-looking woman with her arms around me. Live in a small town where it feels like home. I got everything I need and nothing that I don't. As I leave office, my one simple hope for all of us is keep choosing each other and always focus on New Providence, not national issues. We can't solve gun control. We can't solve immigration. We can help with flooding. We can fix roads. We can set zoning. We can keep our community safe by enforcing unanimously approved ordinances that we can always come together in helping our community when it needs us most. So when the next big national story breaks and Facebook tempers flare, when screens filled with arguments that try to pull us apart, remember how we've governed here in New Providence. This little place isn't perfect, but it's proof that Americans can still come together on things that count most. I'm grateful beyond words to have served you. Prouder than ever to call home. I want to thank my wife, Barbara, my two sons, I'm looking at Sammy, but I was going to say Jacob and Sammy, for constantly supporting me with this endeavor. We're a mixed household with our national views, but we respect and love each other. We respect and love each other more than words can describe, and I want the same for this governing body. So thank you. Look forward to seeing you guys at Dunkin' Donuts.
I don't know. I think only Pete's was. You know, when people retire, we always give them a clock to remind them of the clocks out in the parks. And they actually work. So, Alex and Diane, thank you. Yeah, they're heavy. They're good. Yeah. You're welcome, buddy. I think everybody knows how much we appreciate your service and their expertise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait,
Oh, I thought we had public,
we have public
I thought
public
we had
comments
public
in the
comment.
consent agenda.
oh yeah, we have voting to do.
No,
There's still work to do. You're not done yet. You're not done yet.
Okay, at this time we have public comments. Anybody wishing to address council? Yes, sir. Jim.
Jim Madden, 324 Charnwood Road, New Providence, town I call home, town I love. I served on this council for 2 terms in office. It was the proudest moments that I had doing what I could do for the town. Qualified experience and leadership gets a town through economic downturns, natural disasters, storms. The council's always been prepared to get us through all of those challenges. You know, when I became a councilman, I was prepared to contribute to hit the ground running the first day I showed up. Spent a considerable amount of time understanding how the town works, how it operates before I sought an elected office. I'm very proud of what our council was able to accomplish during my tenure. I'm incredibly proud of the work Alex and Diane that you have done to make New Providence a fantastic community. Diane, I've known you for over 10 years, and when you came up to me and you became interested in pursuing this, You wanted to talk about what I did, and how I did it. You listened, and you followed, you know, some of the things I said, not all the things I said. You know, but you brought a flavor here that's never been seen. You brought a lens to a borough operation that was really needed and missing, and, you know, I don't know how that's gonna be replaced. Alex, you know what, you and I have worked together for as long as you've lived here.
It's true.
You know, 20 years as my neighbor, valued partner. You helped everything we did with the Athletic Foundation, Kathleen, yourself. We're all on the same team, remember that? We did things that said could never be done. We raised $1.8 million by shaking a can, having a dream, having a vision. And, you know, when I became a council person, they said the work's not done. Matt, you and I disagreed on Oakwood Park, but man, we designed a great Oakwood Park in hindsight, didn't we? Every park and field that I was able to change here, improve, your fingerprints are all over it. Couldn't have done it without you, man. Really couldn't have. Your zoning board experience brought stuff here that, you know, we faced into an affordable housing challenge. Al, 316 units is what we got. 1,200 units we had a zone for. It's crazy. New Jersey can be better and needs to be better in that regard. You know, I've used the words experience, qualifications, proven leadership throughout my endorsement of your campaigns and your tenures. And there's a vast difference between proven experience and doing the job than saying good things and getting articles written by chat GPT apps. The only candidates with proven leadership and experience didn't win. Sometimes elections have consequences. I feel this past election was more about a referendum on Washington than what was for the best of New Providence. I will miss you greatly. I thank you greatly for your service, your public service, and your civility in making our town better in every way, shape, and form. And I want to thank you for your service. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you, Jim. I'm going to have to spell my name for you later. My name is Tanuja Yalamanchili. I live at 140 Maple Street in New Providence. And I am going to start by saying I am really angry right now, and you're going to hear the emotion in my voice. I am so deeply offended by the tone that every Republican member of this council just took in your closing remarks. Every single one of you. Lisa, I'm going to start with you. You are, as I understand it, our borough president, and I found your remarks absolutely unacceptable. I have absolutely no doubt that Diane and Alex are excellent council members. I'm not going to take anything away from you. But you said that the residents of this town needed to make a choice on character and experience. That's exactly what you said. And that this is, quote, not about politics. A bunch of you said that. Well, I have news for you. It is exactly about politics, and I find it very ironic that all of you say this isn't about politics, when every one of you is a registered Democrat, and, I'm sorry, Republican. I wish you were Democrats. You're all registered Republicans, and you wave your Republican card when it's convenient for you. But it's not about politics when you use an election. I find that comment baffling. And I have news for you. All four of these candidates had a chance to make their case to the residents of this borough. And we, as registered voters of this borough, had a chance to listen to them and make our choice, and we voted. And we have two people who are joining the council because they got more votes. We did vote on character, and we did vote on experience, and we voted for Brian and Alan. And all of these comments are, as far as I'm concerned, sour grapes. And what those comments do is to discount the choice we made, our ability to listen to candidates and choose the ones that best represent our views. So all of your comments, to those of us sitting here that voted for Alan and Brian, you just discounted all of us. Well done.
Your job, every one of you, but Lisa in particular as the council president, your job is to welcome them warmly to the council and to work with them in good faith. And if your comments are any of indication of what we can expect, I don't have high hopes. But I do have news for you. We're going to be watching you. And if you're doing anything other than welcoming them, sharing information with them, and working with them in good faith and a reflection of our votes, we'll be here, and we will hold you accountable for doing that. Diane, you talked about words mattering, and it's a failure of morality. Silence in the face of degrading language is unacceptable. You also reminded us, thank you very much, that today is January 6th. Yes, it is. I've been thinking about it all day, because
The Feast of the Epiphany.
yes, I'm aware of that. It's also, as I'm sure you're aware, the anniversary of President Trump's attempted overthrow of a fair and fair election. And in the face of that failure of morality, I don't believe there's a single Republican member of this council that spoke up to say that everybody's vote was counted, that there was no discrepancy in the election, and Joseph R. Biden won the election. So you want to talk about silence in the face of degrading language?
You shouldn't put all of us in that group, because you should check your sources before you say
sure. Oh, so you're willing to say that you spoke up then?
100%.
Excellent. I'm glad to hear that,
I was,
Alex.
just
I
so you
stand
know,
corrected.
I was not on council at the time either.
I stand corrected. I did talk to some of the council members at the time, and at the time they did not, so I stand corrected. Thank you. Silence in the face of degrading language is unacceptable. You're right. Alex, I understand that you lost an election and it hurts. And I understand you have a right to your feelings, but I think it's really inappropriate to single out a resident who shows up and says whatever they want to. That's their right. It may be frustrating to you. You may not like what they have to say, but I think it's really inappropriate as an elected person to
I'm
try
not an elected person.
You still are. You're still sitting in that seat, and you were when you made the comment, so
I
nice
get
try.
to say that comment. I saved it after 3 years.
Okay, well, I don't think this was the venue to do it. I don't think it's appropriate to embarrass a resident.
I appreciate your comment.
Yeah, I'm going to keep going. And you have your feelings about the No Kings rally. I'll tell you what mine were. Those were actually a highlight. It was people in our community coming together and standing up for the Constitution. I find it really interesting that not a single Republican member of our council felt the need to stand up for our Bill of Rights and our Constitution. Great. And pointing out that it costs the borough money, that's your responsibility. And our police department did an amazing job. I saw them there, and I was so happy to see them
They
there.
always do.
They always do.
I'm going to close by saying I'm making these comments publicly because all of you made your comments publicly. So you invited this. I also, many of you who know me know, I work in leadership development. I work with humans. One of the reasons I do the work I do is because I believe in the power of human beings and our ability to create things that are beautiful when we do them together. I also have learned over decades, we all make mistakes. I've made them. But we also have the ability to do better. You all need to do better. The minute that Brian and Alan are sitting in that seat, I'm watching and I expect better. And I'm going to make an offer to you, Lisa, since you're the council president. You may not want to take it, but I mean it sincerely. I'm an executive coach. I work with leaders.
I've been in the professional world for decades. I'm good.
Okay,
I'm
well,
good.
I think
Thank
you could use some help with your leadership.
I
If your
think I'm
comments today are any indication, I'm going to talk because it's my time right now. You had your time. I would offer you pro bono executive coaching because I think you can decline the offer.
Excuse me,
I made the
we're
offer.
a little off topic here.
I'm making an offer and I'm not off topic. This is my time, Mayor. You had your shine. This is my time.
I'm the presiding officer.
This is my time. Am I violating any rules of the
This has
council?
nothing to do
3
with
minutes.
any.
I'm over time. Now I'll stop.
Anyone else? Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Moin Ahmed. On behalf of the New Providence Cricket Club, I wanted to say a huge thank you to Alex and Diane for their incredible contributions and support. Alex, you have been a champion for us since even before you were elected to the council. You have become a very good friend of mine and a very popular figure at our club. We have always appreciated your leadership, the wealth of information and perspective you bring to every conversation. Diane, thank you so much for your support and for being such an advocate for our women's team. Your encouragement has meant a lot to them. While your roles are changing, I truly hope to see you both stay involved in some capacity. Your presence will always benefit our community and our town. Finally, I also want to wish all the best to our newly elected councilman. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'd like to bring it back, Tony Pereira, Pine Way, New Providence, New Jersey. I'd like to bring it back to New Providence for a minute. I want to thank you, Alex and Diane, for your service and sacrifice. As Diane's husband, I would also like to thank Alex's family, his wife Barbara and his sons, for sharing their husband and dad with our borough. I saw firsthand how hard you both worked, how many family events you missed, how much our family sacrificed and gave up for you to fulfill the responsibilities you were elected for. It was always about what was important and best for the residents of New Providence. It was never about aspirations for higher positions or county, state, or national politics. A very small part of me is selfishly happy that I get my wife back. However, the responsible common sense part of me is concerned. With your departure, you take with you your knowledge, your experience, your dedication, and your honest concern for our borough. Words cannot express what the borough is losing, and all I can say is thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor, esteemed council members, and fellow pioneers. My name is BJ Finner, and I live at 56 Inwood Road. Alex and Diane, I just wanted to express my personal gratitude and appreciation for your hard work and dedication on behalf of New Providence and all of its citizens. You both have been real consequential members who have made a real difference in the lives of our citizens. Alex, you have such a beautifully, a beautifully quintessential American backstory. You came to this country, you couldn't speak English. Through hard work and perseverance, you built a beautiful life here in this town, and then you decided to give back. And your contributions to this town are many and greatly appreciated. Diane, there's nothing quite so humbling as standing next to you at a community-wide event, because everybody knows you and they gravitate to your kindness. Both of your contributions are many and have been listed. So what I appreciate most is the council wasn't a destination for the both of you. It was simply the natural progression of your years of volunteerism and civic participation. And Diane, I know you must be immensely proud that that spirit will continue with your son Alex as he's about to be sworn in as the chief of the New Providence EMS. So as your time on council comes to an end, I hope you don't see it as an end of a chapter, but simply the opening of a new avenue for you both to contribute your immense talents to our town. My hope is that you both continue to be a positive force in the town and serve in a non-elective capacity. We are lucky that you both have selflessly devoted your talent and time, and we are grateful and far better off for your efforts. So God bless and Godspeed.
Thank you, BJ.
Thank you.
Happy
Hi,
birthday.
everyone. Oh, thank you.
Happy birthday, Jack.
61, looks pretty good, don't it? First of all, Jack McKnight, 468 Charnwood Road. First of all, I just want to take the time to thank Alex and Diane. I know a lot of all the hard work you did serving our community. I know that this position at times is thankless, and I need to know you both have done a fantastic job, in my honest opinion. I mean, I could tell you, I know personally, seeing with my wife, what you guys go through. I mean, we were at a funeral one time. Not a funeral, I'm sorry, it was a wake, and somebody came up to Lisa to complain about something at a wake. Sorry. I believe that you guys have done this job, in my honest opinion, fantastically. Not adequate at best. You can't have a AAA bond rating and do this
position adequately. You simply can't. Sorry. Alex, you took on this water issue with a vigor like I've never seen. Pardon the pun, you know, but I should say it this first. You're an engineer. You can read blueprints. You understand what all these numbers and drawings mean. Pardon the pun here, but you submerge yourself neck deep in this crap. And now you're gone. Diane, your many years of volunteerism speaks volumes to your work ethic, your commitment and desire to do what's best for New Providence. It's not a photo op for you. That being said, I want to sincerely give my congratulations to Brian Gardner and Alan Lerner. They simply deserve it. You know, they got the votes. Like it or not, though, guys, you got big shoes to fill. The voters in New Providence heard you. They listened to you both, on your promises that you made to our town, whether it was at the debate in October, campaigning house to house, various town functions, or on your campaign videos. One, where you both were walking down either South Street or Springfield Avenue, and you pretty much tore down the current council, blaming them for our town not being able to handle all the stormwater that fell in that storm in July. That same storm, mind you, was noted by experts in that particular field where it could have flooded MetLife Stadium. Our emergency services were stretched to the brink, but you both used this as an opportunity to campaign, which, you know, is fine. I mean, you know, why not? State and national politicians do it, so why not do it here in little old New Providence? Except for one thing. Now it's time to pony up and do all those things you said you'd do. The voters of New Providence entrusted you with their vote. And like I said, we heard you. Please don't let us down, and best of luck to you both going forward. Take care.
Thanks, Jack.
Alan Swanson, 47 Overhill Road. The last thing that I expected to do tonight was be up here speaking. So, as the person that Alex was referring to in national issues and organizing the two No Kings demonstrations in town, I had a couple of things to say. The first thing that I want to say is, I truly thank Diane and Alex for your service to this community. I don't think that I've ever felt that any of you who have served here, I admire you for doing that. The other thing that I wanted to say is, well, as you all know, I think I've attended more meetings here than any people in the room other than Bernadette, Denise, and Mayor Morgan over the last 6 years. I have spoken on many issues, many in the environment in my capacity as the chair of the Sierra Club for this region, position I gave up as of this year. I've spoken on the budget. I've spoken on transparency. I've spoken on many issues. I have also spoken on state and national issues. And frequently, when I've done that, I've been put down as this not local. There's a reason that I organize the No Kings. There's a reason that I speak about issues that are beyond this, because it's needed. It's required of those of us who want our democracy to flourish. I'm not going to stop. You can get used to protests, demonstrations, what have you, that are appropriate and are apropos to what's going on and are of concern. And there's a reason that I do them at Veterans Park. I'm shortly going to be 78 years old. I'm old enough to have seen quite a bit. I'm born in the 40s. I had the opportunity to see firsthand, when I was drafted, what not speaking about national politics can result in. I was drafted to fight in a war, which I fortunately did not have to do, that was a lie. And the people got into the streets, in all of the streets, all over the country, to say this needs to stop. I got in the streets. I opposed the war while I was in the Army. It wasn't very pleasant for me, but it was necessary. I think the family of George Hutchinson wished that that war had been stopped before it occurred. For those of you who don't know George Hutchinson, go to Veterans Park and look at the plaque that stands there. He is the single one person from New Providence who was killed in Vietnam in 1968.
Right, I had the plaque made. I know exactly who he was.
Of course you do.
He lived on Schindler Place. I know who he is.
No, of course you do. You and I have spoken about it. But many don't, I believe. And it's important to remember that that is why it is important to talk about issues at all levels, at all the time when it's required. And it is required now. I won't go into why it's required. We all know what's going on. We see it. But again, I want to thank all of you for the service that you give to the town and that you will continue to give to the town. I wish the best to the Alex, and I do wish the best to you, Alex, to Alan and to Brian when they take the seats. And I undoubtedly will continue to be here talking about whatever I feel is important. So thank you.
Thank you, Alan.
You cut someone off. You cut Kate off.
Oops, sorry. Mark Doherty, 335 Central Ave. I just wanted to make a quick comment about Diane and Alex. I'm new to the town. Both of them reached out when I moved in. They've been very helpful on any questions that I had about anything in New Providence. Alex was always very quick to respond. Diane was much more detailed in any responses. But I just wanted to say thank you for that. It's something that's comforting. It's the reason I moved to New Providence, because of council members like you guys that were welcoming and open to any questions and concerns that I had about what was going on. So I wanted to say thank you for your service.
Thank you, Mark.
Good evening. Kate Gallick, 31 West 3rd Street. I want to start off by thanking council members who have served and dedicated your time and energy to this work. The accomplishments that you have completed are noticeable and appreciated. I also want to congratulate and welcome those who are stepping into the roles. And personally, as a communications person, it's encouraging to see such a full room tonight of perspectives and voices. For me, when I'm in a room like this, I think that there are only possibilities to come together when we're able to share our thoughts in a collective and collaborative and constructive way. I want to acknowledge the council president's remarks about the work that's been done, especially over the past 5 months, regarding our infrastructure, a critical issue for our local town, including the formation of the Stormwater Committee. It's important to recognize progress, and I appreciate and think it's equally as important to recognize the role that the community voices played in pushing those efforts along, especially over the past 5 months. I'm here to reinforce one clear message. Our community cares deeply about follow-through. Many residents have invested significant time, energy, and resources advocating for real solutions to long-standing infrastructure and flooding issues. And we've seen in the last 5 months what can happen when planning moves into execution and tangible progress is seen, especially at Bradford, 3rd, and 4th Street. As new leadership steps in, the most important thing you can do is please maintain momentum. Don't reset, don't restudy, don't re-identify, don't put your own mark on something because you think you have a cool new way to do it. Please just build on what everybody's been doing for the past 5 months. Stay focused and measurable with your outcomes. Residents are paying attention, and we are mobilizing around this issue. The community is organizing practical plans, improving communication channels, coordinating with emergency response leaders, and focusing on ongoing infrastructure maintenance and preparedness for when the next storm hits, not if, for when it hits. We are moving forward because time is of the essence. We continue to welcome collaboration from the town, from this group, and everybody that is a part of it. But we can't wait. So we need to keep moving forward and deploying our plans. We encourage you to consider to have a resident liaison to the Stormwater Committee that can provide input and help structure transparent and actionable communication to our residents, similar to other committees that have been formed over the past few years. But at the same time, as I said, we can't wait. On behalf of the RISE New Providence task force that was created around this effort, we will deploy our plans that will protect our neighbors, our streets, and our property values. And we will continue to track progress. We will be open to collaboration, and we hope that our efforts align soon in the near future. Thank you again for your service and your commitment to the continuing work that our town really depends on.
Thank you.
Hi, my name is Carl Beliska. I'm Diane's brother. I'm not from New Providence, but I just wanted to take a couple moments of your time and say I am very proud of my sister and Alex, meeting you as well. My sister and her husband Tony have raised 3 beautiful kids, and this town has meant, Mayor Al, as everyone talks about you so much to her. She's poured so much of her heart and soul into this town, and Lisa, as you said, all these accomplishments, how proud she is. I know more about New Providence than I do of Reddington, which is probably not a good thing to admit, and I probably was not put into as much of the talks as her immediate family, but as her brother, we did talk about this, and I just want to say, cannot be more proud of you and all that you accomplished, and you know, up here it's tough because you've been great, and so just want to say I love you, and good luck.
Seeing no one else, I declare public comments closed. I need a motion for items 1 through 5, please.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Ms. Dolan?
Yes.
Ms. Belisca?
Aye.
Mrs. McKnight?
Yes.
Mrs. Joffrey?
Yes.
Mr. Kogan?
Mr. Kogan votes yes.
Mr. Comiskey?
I think we got another 10 seconds to make this the record, but no, I vote yes.
Oh, we've already passed that. Okay.
Thank you.
I have a motion for adjournment, sine die.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes, please.
No, so be it. We're gonna take a break for, 5 minutes.
5
5 minutes? Okay.